Games Workshop is embroiled in controversy right now because of the female custodian retcons, but a new leak has surfaced that claims Amazon actually forced them to put female custodians into the lore before the series films because they wanted it, and that Henry Cavill is threatening to walk away from the show because of it all. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, of course, this is coming from 4chan, so take it with a grain of salt until we have like several sources claiming it. I wouldn't, wholly believe it, but there is some intriguing information here. It says female Custodes are only going to be mentioned in the codex, that they're not planning for this to become very normalized. It's not like they're planning to, push a ton of females within the game and the lore, that it is only going to be mentioned in the codex. No new sculpture characters after the fact. Social media department jumped the gun and tried to put out fires with the wrong hose. Yeah, the statement that they put out on Twitter/X definitely did not help this situation, because they didn't sound like they cared about fan feedback, and ultimately they didn't care about the people who've been playing this game for decades at this point who had an issue. It just seemed like they were trying to basically say shut up and consume more product, that they were writing off our feedback, which did not go over well. It says that this actually is all at the fault of Amazon, though. The intent is to push female custody characters in the Amazon show without it breaking lore, because Amazon executives wanted a woman in power armor and wouldn't settle for the Sisters of Battle, which is so awful, because first of all, the Sisters of Battle are absolutely phenomenal and super cool in their own right, and they deserve a spotlight. But of course, over the past few years, we've definitely seen a lot of Amazon series released that have been very, very bad, like Wheel of Time, Rings of Power, and while, of course, they could potentially make a better series, it has been kind of established at this point that Amazon doesn't particularly care about respecting lore and respecting source material, but in this case, it seems like it's almost trying to be spun as they wanted to actually try this time. But that in turn means that they're forcing Games Workshop to alter their lore, which of course won't sit well with fans, and to force a company to change their product simply to meet DEI quotas is absurd. We know Amazon has had gender and ethnicity quotas on their productions in the past, like with, of course, Rings of Power, adding Black Elves into the mix, and Black Dwarves. And then, of course, we also, on the flip side, Wheel of Time, I believe it was 75% of the major characters were altered, whether it was gender or race swaps, which, of course, upset people, but it's Amazon, and that's what's unfortunate about this. And when it was initially announced there was going to be a Warhammer series, I said, we have to definitely wait and see, because it's Amazon, and I do not trust Amazon at all whatsoever at this point. It says people involved in the show are pissed because they've been moving ahead on Eisenhorn. Talks of inserting said female Custodes into the story, with Cavill threatening to walk away from the project. Now, this is a very intriguing piece of information, because over the years, Henry Cavill has definitely established himself as a source material respecter. He always wants lore to be respected as much as possible. Of course, it could be because he sees how fans rebel when things aren't perfect, and it leads to bad projects and ultimately losing out on money because he thought he was going to get 5 seasons out of a show and ended up only getting 2, or he genuinely cares. I personally think it's the second, judging by how his Witcher co-stars called him like a Witcher Bible on set and said he was constantly walking around with the books trying to make the best of the situation he was a part of. But him walking away would be a nightmare for Amazon, right? Because he came out initially when it was announced and said how excited he was, and it was the same thing with The Witcher. The only reason why he got the role of Geralt was because he rallied his fans to help him and to get the attention of Netflix. But if he walked away, that would be a major loss for them. Now, obviously, if contracts have been drawn up, then he probably can't just back out willy-nilly, even if they are not in the, phase of filming, which we know that they are not because they haven't announced it, at least not yet. And we'll never know the exact details of contracts, but it would be interesting and a major loss if Amazon was to lose a name like Cavill, and I do think that it would lead to major boycotts surrounding the show. Now, obviously, Games Workshop right now is facing major boycotts because of the female Custodes retcon, but if Amazon forced them to make these changes because they thought it would make the show go over better, and then they see all of these boycotts, and they know that they are going to face boycotts themselves, this show might not even proceed. There may never be a Warhammer series at this point, because just a few months ago, we were hearing that even though, of course, they had announced this show and that they were really excited for it, nothing had been set in stone because they didn't have, a plethora of cast members. They hadn't yet started filming anything, and writing was still underway, so they could have at that point dropped the show. We haven't heard any solid updates about this series. And again, if they were to lose a massive name like Henry Cavill, it would be a major loss for them. And there would be plenty of people who were initially excited who would say, enough is enough, I'm not going to support it. And even if this show was to still go ahead, there may be people who might not support it at all now because of the lore changes. And it's just such a sad situation to see, right? Because we all wanted to support Henry Cavill after he was, leaving The Witcher, and he faced so many problems with his role as Superman. We really wanted a project to be able to support him through, but it sounds like that may not be the case anymore. It also says that Cavill will be in an article due to heading to Games Workshop to work on the new series this week or next. If he leaves, it'll be noticeable hit to the share price, meaning the show is dead, good ending, or Amazon is calling the shots. So it sounds like in the next few weeks, we will know for certain if they are proceeding with this series or if they have decided enough is enough. We're not going to go forward with it and we're not going to continue to develop it. But obviously, over the past couple of days, Games Workshop has been embroiled in controversy. I mean, even the mainstream media at this point is starting to cover it. I know this Daily Mail article released. It's Wokehammer. Games Workshop engulfed in gender row with fans after it said Warhammer Squadron, that was previously thought of as men's only, has always had females. It's just pure gaslighting by Games Workshop. And now, of course, we have ex-Games Workshop employees trying to defend them. We also have Shill Sites, Bell of the Lost Souls trying to defend them, and it's just not a good situation overall. So it seems like in the next few weeks we will know if these leaks are actually true, and if this one thing is confirmed where Cavill will be doing an article on Games Workshop in the next few weeks, we will know that it's almost certain that Amazon was the one who demanded these changes. I mean, it might not even be Amazon. It could also be outside sources. Look at the shares, okay? We have BlackRock and Vanguard, which in totality control 17% of the shares of Games Workshop. So there's a lot of outside interference that could be at play here. Only time will tell. I will definitely be keeping my eye on this situation, though, and seeing if anything else is posted under this thread in the next coming days about Games Workshop, Henry Cavill, or the state of Warhammer 40k. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.